if we're going to grow trade, right, we have to be able to have product there. And I think that kind of leads us into this previewing of cattle on feed numbers. And when we think about short supplies, or we think about tighter supplies of beef, what are you looking for in next week's cattle on feed numbers, um, as we still try to find if we're growing and not having the data that we normally have?
Yeah, so we're still chasing, well, how many cows do we really have out there? And I can anecdotally find folks who will say no growth to folks that are saying, yeah, there's growth happening in places. Um, Trying to get a good beat on that's very hard right now. I guess as we think about cattle on feed, number one, we've kept yards fairly full. I think we've done that by feeding cattle the heavier weights, maybe also pushing calves in the yard sooner than otherwise would be the case. Um, so what's that placement number look like? I think we're getting a good indication of kind of fall runs now starting to happen that will give us a good indication of whether we're going to be even tighter in beef supplies as we get into 2025. So that piece is really the only clue we're beginning to get, since we haven't had the traditional mid-year cattle report to let us know whether there's what the situation's like in terms of cattle numbers. I think they're getting tighter. Of course, but more information would be preferred to less. So we'll get a little more next week with cattle on feed.